Hey guys, welcome back to Fantasy Tipped. Julian here for another preseason episode. This one talking about the best pick in each round of the draft, rounds 1 through 12. Before I jump into it, guys, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And if you do want to take your support to the next level, you can hit that join button down below on YouTube or in the description. There's a link to my Patreon. You can join there. If you do join Patreon, you get to access to DM with me one-on-one and ask me any fantasy related questions you have. You also unlock things like my full draft rankings and other perks as well. Let's jump into it now, guys, and let's take a look at the best pick in each round. And I did also do a video on the worst pick in each round, but I have actually updated these ADPs since then, so they're fresh and new. Don't worry, they are as accurate and recent as possible. Now in the first round, you got McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl, Kucherov, Makar, Kaprizov, Pasternak, Matthews, Hellebuck, Brady Tkachuk, Mikko Rantanen, and Quinn Hughes in that order. In my opinion, the best pick, or at least the best value pick, because the best pick is McDavid or McKinnon, the best value pick is Auston Matthews. Somehow, he's going as the 8th player off the board. I have him as my 5th best player after McDavid, McKinnon, Draisaitl, and Kucherov, and honestly, he could finish higher than that. He finished the season not long ago with 69 goals. If he can score 60 goals again, he's going to be so valuable in fantasy. He just has to stay healthy. He's had a little bit of trouble with that, but if he can, the sky is the limit for Auston Matthews. In round 2, we have Nylander, Eichel, Vasilevsky, Kyle Connor, Jack Hughes, Jake Ottinger, Mitch Marner, Evan Bouchard, Zach Werenski, Sam Reinhart, Braden Point, and Philip Forsberg. Now in my rankings, Jack Eichel is the highest ranked player there. But Jack Eichel is a natural center, so I'm not going to say he's the best value pick here. And then I have Jack Hughes and Andrei Vasilevsky ranked pretty high as well, so these are all great picks. But I'm going to highlight Kyle Connor here because Kyle Connor is someone who is poised to have another amazing season. He had a crazy good season last year, and this year it's a contract year for him. So he's going to want to play the absolute best he can, and he should be extra motivated. I like Kyle Connor as well, and he's not as much of an injury risk as Eichel or Hughes. In round 3, we have Rasmus Dahlin, Mackenzie Blackwood, Artemi Panarin, Igor Shesterkin, Jake Gensel, JT Miller, Matt Boldy, Victor Hedman, Jason Robertson, Jesper Bratt, Tage Thompson, and Josh Morrissey. It looks like JT Miller has really shot up the draft board in recent drafts. Now, I have ranked Blackwood and Shesterkin pretty highly on draft boards, and honestly, especially Shesterkin at this round in the draft is really good value. But I want to highlight Artemi Panarin. He's a guy who had a pretty good season last year despite the Rangers being awful. And if the Rangers can actually be a better team this year, Panarin can be a top 20 player in fantasy hockey. I think that the sky's the limit for him, and I think he's going to have himself a great year. But again, if you want a goalie here, Shesterkin is great value as well. In round 4, we have Clayton Keller, Alexander Ovechkin, Sidney Crosby, Macklin Celebrini, Tim Stützle, Sergei Bobrovsky, Matthew Tkachuk, Martin Necas, Mackenzie Weegar, Adam Fox, Lane Hudson, and Roman Josi. Now, I do have Alex Ovechkin pretty high in the rankings, but I'm fading him this year. I think that there's a chance that he really does a lot worse this year just because he won't be as motivated since there's no record for him to hit anymore. He might just chill it in his final season. We'll have to see. Obviously, it's really hard to predict, and he could end up being the best pick here. Crosby and Bobrovsky could also end up being phenomenal picks. Again, Crosby being a natural center is the only reason I'm not highlighting him. The player who I'm going to be highlighting here is Clayton Keller, and I have him ranked at number 40 in top fantasy players, and he is going at 40.6, so right on the value for that. And he's got that double deployment, left wing, right wing, which is great. And then he's also playing on the top line and top power play with studs like Cooley and Gunther. And those guys can only get better this year, in my opinion. So Keller could have himself another great year. He's a very safe bet. In round 5, we've got Adrian Kempe, Philip Gustafsson, Nick Suzuki, Connor Bedard, Darcy Kemper, Moritz Seider, Brandon Hagel, Alexander Barkov, Cole Caulfield, Mark Scheifele, Ilya Sorokin, and Aiden Hill. Now, obviously, Barkov is now the worst pick in this round because Barkov is probably going to miss the whole year, so definitely don't draft him. But to me, Brandon Hagel is the best value pick here. He's someone who's super, super underrated, hit 90 points last year, if I'm not mistaken, and I have him ranked as the 27th best fantasy player. Getting him at almost 56th overall, that's really, really good value, and he's playing in the top 6 in Tampa and top power play. Yeah, that's going to be someone who's going to continuously have value, and he's someone that people just don't realize is as good as he is. In round 6, we have Shea Theodore, Jake Sanderson, Dustin Wolf, Elias Pettersson, Wyatt Johnston, Anthony Stolarz, Seth Jarvis, Jacob Chikrin, Robert Thomas, Sebastian Aho, Thomas Harley, and Alex DeBrincat. And here, guys, if you watch any of my ranking videos, you know that I'm super high on Seth Jarvis this year. Not only does he have triple eligibility, meaning that he has center, left wing, and right wing eligibility, he is a absolute stud. He plays on the top line and top power play in Carolina, has pretty decent peripherals, and honestly, the sky is the limit for the guy, and he's only 23 years old, so there's still room for growth, and I just think he's going to have himself another great season in Carolina. In round 7, we got Logan Thompson, Dougie Hamilton, Jacob Markstrom, Noah Dobson, John Tavares, Lucas Raymond, Mikhail Sergachev, Drake Batherson, Linus Ullmark, Jordan Kyrou, Matvei Michkov, and Dylan Larkin. Now, there's a few guys that I kind of like here, like Drake Batherson, but John Tavares has got to be the best value pick in this range, and honestly, it's not that close. I have John Tavares ranked as the 37th best player in fantasy this year, and he was someone who I hit the nail on the head on last year. He was going close to the 90 to 100 range in drafts last year, and I told you guys that that's such a good place to be drafting him. Take him as your first natural center, and I'm kind of going to be advising the same thing this year. If he's available in this range, you're going to want to pounce on John Tavares as your number 1 center. If you've already picked your number 1 center, then you could maybe go for a different position here, but John Tavares as a number 1 center is, again, probably a top 40 player in fantasy this year. I like him a lot, and that's a great value pick. In round 8, Matthew Nyes, Miro Heiskanen, Nikolai Ehlers, Nico Hischier, Timo Meier, Seth Jones, Travis Konechny, Thatcher Demko, Brandon Montour, Kevin Fiala, Kirill Marchenko, Valeri Nichushkin. Now, there's quite a few guys who I like here, and if you watch some of my rankings video, you know that I have Nico Hischier at 53, Timo Meier at 54, and Kirill Marchenko at 57, and then Konechny at 63. So all those guys are great picks here. But instead of picking the highest ranked guy that I had in Nico Hischier, I took Timo Meier because Nico Hischier is a natural center, and Timo Meier is pretty much just as valuable as he is, and he's not a natural center. And if you're in a league that counts peripherals, that's where he's really valuable, right? Because he shoots and he hits quite a bit, and that gives you a safe floor each and every night. That's where I like him. If peripherals are not valuable in your league, then definitely don't be taking Timo Meier over here. But if you do really value peripherals in your league, Timo Meier is quite valuable at this range. In round 9, we have Jordan Binnington, Uri Slavkovsky, Dylan Holloway, UC Saros, Charlie McAvoy, John Carlson, Rupe Hintz, Kiefer Sherwood, Andrei Svechnikov, Dylan Guenther, Tom Wilson, and Zach Hyman. Now, in this range, both Dylan Guenther and Tom Wilson are excellent options. They're both being ranked way, way too low. Dylan Guenther I have as the 42nd best player in fantasy, and Tom Wilson I have as number 50. Now, obviously, if you are in a league that doesn't count hits, Tom Wilson becomes significantly less valuable. So he's not like a super crazy value over here, but it still should be decent. And then Dylan Guenther is just, I don't understand why he's being ranked here. He's just such a talented kid, had a great year last year, and is going to continue to get top line and top power play deployment. It just doesn't make sense that he's going so late. That's a real value pick. In round 10, we got Luke Hughes, Alexander Nikishin, Peter Kochetkov, Sam Montembeault, Vince Dunn, Thomas Hertel, Jeremy Swayman, Jackson Lacombe, Carter Verhaeghe, Aaron Ekblad, Steven Stamkos, and Neil Pionk. Now, Jackson Lacombe could have himself a great year this year. Steven Stamkos could have himself a great bounce back year this year, and he does have triple eligibility, which is pretty nice. But I'm going to be highlighting Sam Montembeault here because if you are in a points-based league, Sam Montembeault is going to be starting pretty much every single game for Montreal other than back-to-back games. And Montreal is actually a pretty good team, and they made the playoffs last year, and they're going to be trying to do that again. Montreal is better than you think, and they're going to get quite a bit of wins. Now, Montembeault may not have the best save percentage and goals against average, so he may not be the best player in a categories league, but he could end up being a top 10 goalie in a points-based league, and getting him this late is great value. In round 11, we have JJ Peterka, Joel Eriksson Ek, Erik Karlsson, Drew Doughty, Shane Gostisbehere, Gabriel Vilardi, Iman Devanov, Devin Taves, Pavel Dorofeyev, Stuart Skinner, Matt Duchene, Jacob Slavin. The best player, in my opinion, here is Joel Eriksson Ek. As long as Kaprizov sticks around, he should be on the top line with Kaprizov, with Joel Eriksson Ek, and he should also be on the top power play with Kaprizov. So that's pretty good. And Joel Eriksson Ek didn't have the best year offensively last year, but Kaprizov was injured half the year. So with Kaprizov back on his line, the points should start coming again, and his peripherals are really good. He shoots and he hits quite a bit, which gives you a safe floor each and every night. And as a number one center, I like that a lot. Like, you could be getting top 5 round production from a guy you're getting in round 11, which is really great. In round 12, we have Nazem Kadri, Mika Zibanejad, Vincent Trocheck, Alex Tuch, Dylan Strome, Gustav Forsling, Jack McBain, Joey Decord, Louis Destal, Morgan Riley, Karel Vejmelka, Ricard Raquel. And I'm not going to lie, I like a lot of guys in this round. Kadri, Zibanejad, Trocheck, Tuch, Decord, Riley, Vejmelka, and Raquel are all guys who I think could be great value at this range. Zibanejad I've talked about in some of my other videos, Kadri as well, and even Vejmelka I've talked about. But Vincent Trocheck is somebody who I really want to highlight. He's been a borderline top 50 player for quite a few years now in New York, and he mans their top power play. He's the face-off guy over there, and as long as he sticks on the top power play in New York, he's going to continue to have a lot of value. He shoots quite a bit, and he actually hits a good amount as well to give himself a pretty safe floor night in and out. And the only thing that's a little bit worrisome about him is that Daily Faceoff currently has Alexis Lafreniere taking his spot on the top power play, but I don't know how accurate that is. Vincent Trocheck has been a staple there, and he's been very, very good on that top power play for years, so I'm not sure if they're actually going to switch that up. If he does lose that top power play spot, he could be significantly less valuable, which is the only thing that I'm a little bit worried about. But just keep an eye on the preseason. Make sure that the lines are still like that and Trocheck is still getting top power play time. And if he is, you got nothing to worry about. He's someone that should have himself another great year and is great value in round 12. And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, drop a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. The next video I'll be making is Rate My Team. So if you haven't already submitted your teams in the Rate My Team section of our Discord, definitely do so. Link to our Discord is down below. So definitely make sure to join our Discord, and I'll try to rate your team in one of the Rate My Team episodes that I'm going to be putting out next. Thanks so much, guys, and I'll catch you all in the next episode of Fantasy Tipped.